Good to see you all tonight.
Man, fellas, welcome in.
So these are our usual family members. They're here.
Troublemakers.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to say suspects.
These are the regulars, huh?
Yeah, these are my boys right here.
Okay.
So
That's what's up.
I'm trying to get everybody to come out to SEMA. You can't explain it until they see it.
Oh man, yeah, it's really hard to explain. Over 35 miles worth of pure automotive goodness.
Now, Papa Squirrel, he's a regular. I meet up with him out there, so he's always out there. But these other jokers, I'm trying to tell them, man, you got to come out.
Yeah.
Well, Brian's been there.
The aisles of SEMA. I'm not even exaggerating. It used to be 27 miles, but they added the West Hall. It's now 35 miles. If you walk up and down every hallway, and I take that back. There's the outside as well. I'm not counting the outside and the back. It's the outside and the front, but not the outside and the back. So they've added some more stuff since then. So
now I'm gonna tell you guys.
Come, bring your good shoes. Don't worry about trying to look good in dress shoes. You're gonna hate your life.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you guys. 15 years ago, me and Q would hit every building every day, right?
Oh
Yes,
boy.
sir. Still do it.
And
It's tougher now, but I do it.
yeah, as we get older, like I ran into him out there this year. I was like, bro, I gotta go home and take a nap in the middle of the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it used to be, he'd be asking me, "Where's the party at, bro? Well, we turning up tonight." Now he said, "I gotta go and take a nap first."
Yeah.
Or the jump off.
The jump off, right?
No joke.
Dude, ain't no jump now, boy. 10 o'clock, I'm in bed.
Absolutely.
So you guys got any questions for Q?
Yeah, what you got, man?
Go
Hey,
ahead,
Q,
Justin.
you were talking about the car that got junked. I was just curious how many of those cars are left that are still with the original owners?
Right now, I know Christina's Honda is a goner. The transmission blew in that, and the boyfriend couldn't fix it, and somehow it ended up, I guess she didn't have the money to fix it, and it ended up in the salvage yard, parted out, and then I'm pretty sure it's been crushed, and it's a donor that's probably recycled metal, as well as the Impala that was the cop car. He was driving around in the cop car. We made his Impala. He was a skateboarder. We made his Impala a skateboard, kind of a skateboard theme. It was gold with the black top. That one's been, the rear. He got hit on that, and it just crumpled the rear quarter, which I probably could have fixed it had I known, but it made it to the salvage yard as well. Already got parted out, and it's no longer with us as well. So, with the ones that are not the ones that have been ruined or destroyed or totaled or whatever, then I'll probably try to build clones for those, just to have them in our little repertoire. But the ones that people that still have them, right now I'm at 6.
What's up, guys?
6 people that had their car for 20 years. I think there's 7. I haven't confirmed it myself. Someone says yes, but I haven't confirmed it myself yet. So until I do, I think I know for a fact there's 6 of the people who are participants who still have their cars. So with that said, the ones who still have their cars and you kept your car for 20 years, I'm going to do the 20-year update, at no charge for them.
Oh, nice.
Hopefully they'll have it in another. Hopefully they'll have it in 2 years. But
how many total did you do?
I'm done after that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
How many total did you do? How many total cars did you redo?
I haven't done them yet, but so far there's 2 that are.
No. In the beginning, I mean, how many cars are there out there? You've only found 6 or 7. How many cars total did you do during the show?
Oh, there's 7. Well, with West Coast, there was 34. And then with Galpin, I believe there was another 40 plus. Altogether, there was 72 total.
Wow, that's a lot of cars.
Wow. It's a lot of cars, man.
Yeah.
A lot of cars. So my plan is, I know there's a lot of Galpin cars out there. I didn't particularly do those, and that's where a lot of the lies, a lot of the the trickery when they started doing I don't know, messed up build, and that's where a lot of the lies and the rumors from the internet are coming from. But what I'm finding out is it's actually not lies. So Galpin, when the show went to Galpin, right? Okay, well, let me back up. At West Coast, we had 2 weeks to build those cars. Every day that we were late, it was a $5,000 fine.
Whoa.
Wow.
We had a $45,000 budget, right? $25,000 went into the car, and the other $20,000 was for labor. And we had 2 weeks. Every day that you were late, they fined you $5,000. Swear to God. So we weren't late, and we never gave it. Oh, and any money that you didn't spend on the particular car, like anything outside of that, under that $25,000, you had to give back. Right. So we spent all the fucking money, and we got under 2 weeks every time. Right.
Sure.
We were never late. True story. We were never late because it messed with our check. So with that said, we did that show for 3 seasons at West Coast under a 2-week window. When they went to Galpin, right, they had a bigger shop. They had twice the equipment. They had, I don't know, 150 times the money, right, as far as like, because it's a corporate, like they're worth billions of dollars, right? So they had everything. So they gave them 6 weeks, and they gave them a $45,000 cap, because now there's 3 seasons into it. They're making MTV or Viacom is making $350 million a year in the ad revenue. So at this point, they'll do anything to keep this show going, right? True story. I'm gonna bring all these numbers up. I got the receipts, if you will, for all the stuff. So when they went to Galpin, they gave them 6 weeks and a $45,000 6 weeks budget on their cars, right? They were still late, and the owner of Galpin was end up spending anywhere from $50,000 to $80,000 per car out of his own money every episode. Wow. Facts. I know that because Mad Mike told me that out of his own mouth.
Yeah.
Now, when this was, you said West Coast?
No, that was at Galpin. West Coast.
No. Before that, West Coast, right?
Yeah.
Who owned that at the time?
Ryan. Ryan's always owned it.
Oh.
Ryan and I were partners when we first opened up the company at West Coast Auto Trends. That was the first name of our company. We bankrupted that company. And, he has a story like my grandpa gave me the $5,000 to get my business started, and that story. Well, we bankrupted that company. It was a doctor that his mama seen that loaned us another $10,000 to open up West Coast Customs after we crashed West Coast Auto Trend. That's how we got started again. So again, it was, mismanagement, and it was only 3 of us. It was me, Ryan, and a guy named Brian, right? And I drove a beer truck for Miller at the time, so I wasn't there all day every day. After 5:36, I'd drive down because we would always work late hours. And I didn't know Ryan. I was friends with Ryan's dad. Ryan's dad owned the liquor store that I used to deliver to. I drove for Miller for 6 years, right? Miller Beer, and his dad owned the liquor store that I used to deliver to. And me and his dad was really good friends because his dad knew sports like nobody I ever knew. I'm talking about everything from golf to pickleball, everything in between. I swear to God. You could ask him anything: hockey, baseball, pogo, shuffleboard, whatever. He knew who played it, what position they were ranked. Oh, it was almost. He was one of those guys that was gifted with numbers and memory, right? So, when I delivered to his store, I would ask him some random question about sports, and he'd know every time. It was crazy. But no, me and Ron, that was his name. Me and Ron were friends, and then I think like a year and a half after I was delivered to his store is when Ryan moved from Las Vegas to California, and then probably 6 months later when we started West Coast Auto Trends. Okay. There's some history for you. I think I've only told that story 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, I never heard it. I was thinking, I was like, he's been holding out.
Yeah, I don't even think you've heard that story, right?
No.
20 years, yeah. I haven't told that story very many times. But yeah, that's Mad Mike, Ish, and Alex are joining me on this venture. We're gonna all sit down and pretty much do like this little podcast and just talk about, how we got hired, when we got hired, and when we left, and all the things that we did. that we loved and hated about working there. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that'll be very, very informative to say the least.
Nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it because all of us really started watching these car shows, and that was one of the shows that was there that kicked it off for us watching these car shows.
Well, there wasn't. What was it before then?
Boyd. No,
Yeah.
I think you were before Boyd, weren't you?
Yeah. Who?
Boyd Connaughton.
American Hot Rod.
You were before that.
Rod.
Boy was that was it. That was. But see again, and this is where I like to differentiate the show and what the show was about. And no one has duplicated that until we're doing this. Okay, so with Boyd built $200,000-$300,000 building, right?
Right.
Right. His tree was extreme, and he took 2-3 years or whatever to build the car. Right. That was the premise of the show, which is fine. Problem with that is with getting famous and going worldwide is only 3% of the population can afford that kind of car.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you start talking about these other poor countries and stuff like that, that's where Pimp My Ride, that's where it connects with people around the world. And even here in the States, I don't care who you are, right? You can always know somebody who drove a piece of shit car, right? Or you had one yourself.
Yep.
Period, flat out. But with a $300,000, $400,000 car, there's only a handful of people can say my best friend has that kind of car.
Yeah.
So people don't connect to those kind of shows. Pimp My Ride was a feel good show. We were helping somebody. They had a $500 car, which on average, damn near anybody in the world can afford, right? And who wouldn't think of dreaming of you getting that car just totally fixed up? Because you're barely putting gas in the damn thing.
Mhm.
That's so many stories around the world, not just here in the U.S., so around the world. People have cars, but they're barely freaking driving them, bro. You know what I mean? So somebody to come and do that for you, it's like, man, thank you, right? Some people are like, oh yeah, I'm here to sell it. Okay, whatever. Just feel like, that's a feel-good show for you, that person, and everybody around that person.
Mhm.
And anybody who watches it, oh, that's a great moment. So that's where Boyd and all the other shows do. There hasn't been a show like that since. That's where everybody's missing that. Yeah, I can build great fucking cars. I take 2-3 years when I do my. Absolutely, I don't show those cars for a reason. Everybody can afford it. That's like why be rubbing this shit in people's faces, bro?
Yeah.
It's just my thoughts. SEMA is like the greatest show on earth. And for gearheads, love it. And for people that work on cars who can't really get to it, it's great. But for the average person, they will never be able to afford not one car on that floor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just the way it is, bro. You know what I mean? So you take a piece of crap car and you do something to it, people appreciate it. Done deal. You feel good. Like, oh, that was cool. That was actually cool. You know what I mean? Guy might don't have a pot to piss in or when to throw it out of, man. You just help somebody. As opposed to watching somebody who's got 50 million and he blows $1 million on the car. Well, good for you, buddy.
Yeah.
What about all the people out there that really need help? You know what I mean? That's just me, bro. So again, I do some super cool shit. Lee knows I've always built some cool cars, drove cool cars, but I try not to rub it in people's faces, man, because everybody can't afford that, bro.
So you had mentioned something to me at SEMA about how a lot of people didn't really think the cars were done.
Right.
And so by you doing this remake, it's going to show that these cars are really done and done at a quality pace.
Right.
And they last 20 years.
When you see the interior on these cars, right? And then the fact that, like, even this Scion, even though it was a brand new car when we gave it to him, we put a computer in that car, right? Drive soft computer. It had 3,000 videos on it.
Yeah,
like
that was
30,000 MP3 files on it. Like 20 years. And you can go online and have Windows 8 on it, right? 20 years ago. We were the first one to really put computers in cars. And now, out the manufacturer, you got computers in cars, right?
Right.
That computer still works.
Yeah.
Boot it up like bam. As soon as we turn the car on, the headrest still works. The CD-ROM still works. The music, everything in the car still works, bro. Everything. even the neon lights, it's hanging, but it still works. Everything in the car. So what are they talking about? You took stuff off the car before you gave it back. See, that was the stuff they did at Galvin. We never did that. Every car that we built, only thing we took off that on my watch that I know of was the flamethrowers on our Mustang, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there was could be a potential, hazard, and the TVs out the mud flaps on the 4Runner, and the TV that was in his spare tire. That was actually dumb. So we took it. You don't want TV flying off and smacking somebody in the face. They walking down the sidewalk. He gonna flip TV 8-inch, flip them, hit him in the head.
Yeah.
Split you open, right? So all the unsafe stuff, there was a couple things we took off. And that was the whole fight. So this is what people fail to realize. When it was at West Coast, my whole fight with these producers is, look, at the end of the day, when the lights, camera, action go off, I still build cars. This is my life. This is what I do. So no, you're not putting there, like it was so many fights with, no, you guys think that there was some stuff that you seen on there that had to go. I mean, it had to go on there because that was kind of the premise of the show. But the stuff that we said no to, oh my God, you guys would not believe some of the stuff they wanted to do on some of these cars. And that's where at Galpin, they didn't have that. No one was there to fight for them. Everybody did whatever they said do, they did it or found a way to do it. Some of you can't just do everything on a car, like a satellite on top, motorized off the top of somebody's Range Rover. Like, come on, man, what are you doing?
Right.
Some of the stuff they built over there was like, Mad Mike, you had a little hand in that, bro. You didn't say no. He was like, the check's clear. Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that was his answer. He said the check's clear. And coming from West Coast, where our checks wasn't clearing, I can understand.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother podcast, bro. We had to get everybody on here. If I tell that story, you'll think I'm bitten, bro. I had to get the other guys on here, bro, so they could tell, how that story went.
Yeah, I'd love to have you guys on, man.
Huh?
I'd love to have you guys come on, for sure.
I'll set that up, bro. I'll set that up. It may be, Mike will be out this weekend. Actually, Mike and Alex are coming out because Alex is doing his job and Mike is doing his job on the build that we're doing. So, they'll both be out this weekend. It's already did what he needed to do because the interior was intact, bro. He had to do the bolster, the driver's bolster where you get in and out. Only thing wrong with the car, bro. Yeah. As a matter of fact, look, I'm gonna show you guys something real quick. Just real quick. Watch it.
You got some good stories, Lewis.
Yeah.
Okay. These are the floor mats we put in Kerry Scion 20 years ago.
Yeah.
The floor mat, yeah. Nice.
Not bad. It's not a tear in them. This is the driver one, too.
Well, Ish ain't no joke.
It ain't no joke, bro. You know what I mean? That mat is 20 years old, bro. I was like, dang. And then the interior again, it's clean, man. You guys are going to be surprised when you see the whole episode. So now that the network's out of the way, I can build how I want to build. So we're doing some motor stuff. As a matter of fact, hold on one more time. I got this is Kerry's turbo, bro. The turbo for the Scion, man. So I don't want y'all talking crap saying we couldn't. It was the network. They didn't want us to do nothing with the motors, man. Come on, man. I just built rockets, bro. So Kerry getting a little power on the Scion, as there's a couple more cars, man. So yeah, we got we got some plans to go around.
Nice.
I'd like to bring up a very good point, or continue on a very good point that you brought up, if you don't mind, please.
Not at all, please.
Okay, going back damn close to 30 years when you start talking about Boyd and the shows that started it all. And yes, those were $300,000 builds 25 years ago, 30 years ago. We sat down over 20 years ago and determined it didn't matter what it was, 250 GTO, Ferrari 250 GTO, or I'm sorry, a Ferrari 250 GTE, or a 69 Dodge Dart GT. They both take the same amount of labor to restore. They both take the same amount of skill. Who's going to spend the $150,000, $200,000 on the Dart? Nobody. The Ferrari, anybody. So what we've had happen in the last 30 years throughout the entire United States is people with the enthusiasm but don't have the skill. So then they go to the shop who also has the enthusiasm, markets themselves as having the skill, but is really producing some unsafe work that I'm starting to see. And I don't feel right about calling out another shop or saying that that's poor work, because somebody put in the effort. That means a lot just in itself. But we can't have stuff done part way to save $1 out running on the same roads as you and I.
I disagree with you, Paul. I disagree with you 110%. If a guy's putting out substandard work, these are the cars I've uncovered in the shop. Sending cars out with substandard brakes and I mean, I could give you a list. That guy should be. I wish I knew who it was because I would have called him out. Now you're putting people in jeopardy, and you're putting your family and my family and everybody else's family on the road in jeopardy. Now you're gonna get started, man.
I want to know how to correct it without being the asshole that I normally come naturally being.
Well, that's a different story. That's a different story.
It just comes natural. I'm sorry, guys. I mean, you all know I speak my mind, and if I see shitty work, I call it out. But it's getting to the point where that is not fixing the problem.
Mhm.
So how do we educate shops not to do the shitty work?
No, and you're right. We can sit and complain about it. I've talked about it almost every week on this show and on my other show, and it didn't change one damn thing. The only thing that changed something was when I fixed the car to make it safe. Now, at least there was a safe car out there, and it was peace of mind. But that's one, at a time.
Yeah, how many's out there? Yeah.
And I've seen a string of them.
That only 3% of America could afford the $500,000 builds in today's day and age. We only got 3% of the people in the automotive industry, it seems like, who can actually perform this kind of work.
Yeah, but unfortunately, though, when you go back to the call out on somebody, even though if you're telling the truth or showing, all they do is clam up, call their lawyer and tell you to cease and desist and tell you to go can it because everybody can hide. This all goes back to paying that lady $1 million because she spilled hot coffee on her.
Right.
And now everybody's pussyfied about the law and is afraid to say anything, and people get away with murder. That's just like going up to Burtonsville on fucking Sunday morning and you see a guy put a whole car together with stainless steel bolts, and you're like, dude, the tensile strength on this is nowhere. I don't even want to be near you when you're driving down the road.
Yeah.
I accept those builds now. I was bitching about those builds when I lived in your area. I live down here now. And what I'm seeing here down here now, what you're describing is Pebble Beach quality to these guys.
It's crazy. That's like the dude that had the Mustang and he needed more power, so they put a bigger carburetor on, never did anything else, and now he's got a bogging problem, and the guy tells him he needs to put a bigger rear in the car. And the guy buys it, and you tell him, wait a minute, dude, you got to do this. Let's start here. And they look at you like you don't even know what the fuck you're talking. So you just smile and let them spend their money. So
then this what I've been finding.
We almost need a TV show that truly educates all the enthusiasts.
Yeah, but the problem is, just like the guy said, Q there, they got the media. I mean, the producer says that's boring TV, even though there's so many people that want to see the math or they want to see how it's really done. And we just skip right to the shiny stuff at the end of the day, and everybody's supposed to be happy about that. That's why I think a lot of these guys are going on their own publication or their own format, and they can show exactly what people want to see.
Absolutely.
That's actually what's going on with the deal that I'm becoming involved with. Is they're doing it on their own to show, because they know. Like I told the guy straight up 2 weeks ago, we were filming. I said, "Look, dude, I don't cut corners. It may take me longer to do it, but I'm doing it right." I said, "I don't care how long it takes. Doesn't matter.
I'm
He's
sorry.
like,
Hold
"Good."
on, Ray. Before I forget, because Q, you were in Arizona.
Yes.
Okay. Are you melted? I mean, you got the thermo suit, or are you wearing aluminum foil, or what are you doing? You looking good.
Combination of all three.
Okay, that's good. All right, man.
So what? Were you
Take it out here. Yes,
100,
sir.
115, 118 today?
Yep. About in that area. So, I operate at night. It's after starting to cool off right now. So, yeah.
You do night ops, right? You're
Yes,
out
sir.
at night.
Yes, sir. We're doing all
We
that.
were upper 90s today.
Everything, like the cars and everything we do is at night. I'm not trying to kill nobody out here, man. So.
That now I know why you were able to get back into that shirt from 20 years ago, because you've been out in the heat. I see. Man, you ain't smooth enough. I got your number, bud.
It helped, bro.
I'm writing it down right now.
The pool is 9 feet deep, right? It's like a hot bath all the way to the bottom. The whole pool hot. And,
man.
Unless you're throwing some ice in there or swimming with an ice floaty, it doesn't even help.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm also going to have to pretty much apologize. It doesn't look good for me to be at SEMA this year. I believe that I'm going to do the full 5 days for Wrenching for the Future build in Tennessee.
Okay.
So I'll pass on the party at Vegas and return to the work with Wrenching for the Future.
Okay. It's for a good cause.
Yes. And we can party together at PRI, and you can catch me up when everything happened at SEMA.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. So Q, I'm gonna have a bus on the road heading towards SEMA. I'm probably gonna leave here in August or October.
Okay.
The whole month of October, I'll just be heading over that way. So
Okay.
Oh, you're taking the bus to SEMA?
yeah.
This could help change my thought process.
It's done, bro. The bus is done. You driving it out?
Pretty close. I'm doing the tighten up stuff now. The
I don't
pretty part of it.
Lewis, if you came my direction a little bit more, I'm not that far off your route.
I might head down that way. 'Cause I got some family down there in Texas. So me and the wife are gonna work our way over west. No destination, just work our way over there.
You better plan your route so you have places to stop. It's a hell of a test drive taking the bus out across that way.
Well, I'm gonna take it around here a couple times, a couple trips. Before.
Oh, you're going to do the typical drive around the block twice and say, adios, I'm ready to go.
Yep.
Damn, you're all right. At least in the old days, I'd say take a quarter so you can make a phone call, but there's no more payphone.
Hey, listen, I got a list of because being in this industry, I know somebody in every state, so I'm letting them know, hey, I'm coming through. Make sure you answer the phone if I call.
Every town.
Right.
Yeah, answer the phone because I'm coming through with a whole bus.
Because that's like the old days, mom and dad told me I always had to leave the house with a quarter so I can at least call if I needed it. And I carried a quarter around forever. And of course, this was probably about 20 years ago. But I left the house and the truck broke down and I went to call the wife in the payphone and the operator wouldn't put the phone through. And I'm yelling at the operator and she said it was 55 cents. And I said, hell, who the hell carries 55 cents around? So that was back in those days. And of course I had to make a collect call and the wife was like, man, what the hell are you doing? And I said, dude, you got to bring me jumper cables. The truck's dead. So that was a long evening, but carrying around 55 cents was harder than carrying just a quarter around.
Phone card.
Yeah, those were the good old days.
Right.
Well, that's interesting. I hope you guys can find some more cars, I guess, but maybe you're counting on not so you don't break the bank. Break the bank. Yeah.
No, we're good there, man. Hopefully we can grab a couple sponsors along the way. I've got a couple major ones that are just waiting on my deck. So I believe, once it gets out, come on, again, this is in 103 countries. Who wouldn't want to be attached to this, right? And then you got the original guys coming back, and again, there's been a couple of networks that actually knocked on the door and they want it. But I'm going to stay away from that. If you guys are getting 300, 350 million a year in ad revenue, and that's all you guys gave us, that's not fair. So, you know, I've got, and with social media and all the different platforms you have nowadays, you know what I mean? It's so easy to, you know, to get that same following and make the same amount of money that they would pay you, and then still own everything, right? And then you have merchandise on top of that. And there's so many different ways of generating revenue. So, again, once I get to that point where it's which we've already allotted a certain amount where we can do 2 seasons comfortably, right? And if we haven't generated enough sponsors in 2 seasons, then, you know, we had fun. We'll call it a wrap. But I can't see it not doing that, bro. I can't honestly, I can't see it not going past, you know, 1 or 2 without, and I'm not calling them. You know what I mean? It's like I'm doing it on my own. So once I start airing it, you know, I'll let them come to me, and then I can pick and choose who, you know, who was there. Because there are some friends that I did call, and they're questioning, you know, whether or not the fan base is there, and they're questioning all the bad publicity and stuff like that, right? And that's totally understandable, right? Totally understandable. And then with the stuff that Exhibit said about the show being 80 to 90% fake, right? Mm-hmm. But as a friend or as a business person, you know, if I'm telling you what really happened and this is the story, this is the avenue I'm taking, you know, if that's not enough for you, then that's fine. You know what I mean? I'll do it on my own. And that's what I've been, you know, there's been some people, come on, don't get me wrong. But some people who I thought would be like friends are like, yeah, I don't think so. Oh, okay. I'm not begging you for nothing. I'm giving you an opportunity to market your freaking brain. Right. Case in point, and I'll throw this out there because he pissed me off. Dico at Giovanna Wheels. Your wheels have been on there for 20 years, bro. I just redid these wheels, but the seal is on there for 20 years. I called this fucker to get a center cap. And I will buy them. I ask you for shit for free to get the center cap, bro. I can't even get a center cap.
Wow.
I'm not even going to say your fucking name on here, bro. You know what I mean? You can go suck spit for real. I'll buy the center cap, bro. You telling me that your business is that, you know what I mean? Or even if you were like had a bad ill feeling about the show, it's like me calling Lee. All right, Q. I think I'm going to stay away from that, bro. I don't think it'll do good for my business. All right, that's fine. But for you to not just like take my call or just not like, I hear him like, hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing? It's been so long, right? Blah, blah, blah. We did that. And I'm like, yeah, I need some center caps. It doesn't hit me back. Okay. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put floating Forgiato fucking center caps on these. You go fuck yourself. Oh, sorry. I shouldn't be cussing that much. But no, yeah, it rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm going to put your competitor's floating center cap on your wheel. How about that? And then and only because I've already pulled these wheels apart and powder coated them, and because I want to keep the cars as much as as close to I can. I'm gonna take off all the goofy crap, right, and do them as much as keep them as close to possible as the way we did them on the show. Period. With an update, right? Update to whatever needs to be done. And Carrie's instance, the computer we're updating, putting it back in there. He had 3-piece wheels. I took them apart, powder coated the center orange, powder coated the hoop black, put them back together, stuck them, and they're going back on there. I peeled the wrap off for 20, wrap's been on there for 20 years. I'm going to call 3M and ask them if they want me to say that this is 3M film. And if they don't, guess what? This is a great film. Too bad I can't say the freaking name, right? And peel off the thing and show that there's no one else that can say that they can show proof, evidence of a rat being on the car for 20 years. And you've got video of it going on and video of it coming off.
It's a great endorsement. Yeah.
Huh?
That's a great endorsement right there.
Come on. It's one of the best.
Yeah.
It came off like butter. It didn't rep. It didn't. It was like it's the greatest. It's the greatest endorsement you can possibly get. So people like that, I'll call not to be able to generate enough money to, to keep going. So I appreciate you saying that, though. I'm not gonna break the bank. Hopefully they break the bank and it's trying to stuff money in there, trying to get on, right? Because it's gonna be a great program, man. I mean,
that's also about the wrap because I was watching something. And we did it at the dealerships. We put that wrap across the front and nose on the Porsches to keep stone chips. And then, of course, over a period of time, people go to remove it and they'll rip the paint right off the car, and they'll tell them right off the bat, it's a crapshoot if it's going to destroy the paint. And of course, now the guy's like, well, this is original paint. I don't want to mess it up. And especially on certain colors, you can never get them to match. You got to paint the whole car, you know,
Very
on
true.
those. And that's, like I said, that's amazing that for that time of period, especially because that was based out in California, right? I mean, with those when you were doing those cars, was that out west? Right.
Yes, it was out west where we built the car. But Kerry, when he got that car, unfortunately, his sister had spina bifida, and the doctors they came from Fargo, North Dakota, and that's where her doctors were. So they had to go back to there like a year after he got that car. After I think he said 6 months. He drove that car, spent its lifetime in Fargo, North Dakota.
Well, I mean, you still have the sun and elements, but not, like you guys walking around with aluminum suits so you don't melt, in Arizona.
Very true, but also it's usually minus some degrees at least 2 months out of the year in Fargo.
No, that's very true. But with that kind of cold, you still look sexy. You keep your age a little better.
Absolutely. But for a rapper, it usually makes it crack and brittle, but for 3M, it lasted 20 years. Yeah, but for me, I can still, I'm not going out in that. I'm going to be in the house.
That way, you wouldn't fit in that suit anymore.
Say it again.
If you were out there, you wouldn't fit in that suit. You'd be a little bit heavier.
Oh, yeah.
Keeping warm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You wouldn't need no problem keeping warm. When he came out here, because I brought Kerry out here, once the car got here, right? I flew Kerry out, and he actually met us with the transport. We got him and the Scion. I met the transport truck with a tractor with a trailer, picked it up, and we came on in, right? And he was telling me about, I recorded it all too. Pretty much from the time he got the car up to now, and he's got a great story, man. This kid he's a grown man now, but his story, and he's 100% genuine. Like, you can tell that this kid, that he's speaking from the heart, right? His story and what he revealed, man, is just mind-blowing. This first episode is going to be crazy, just in the sense that the story that goes along with it. You know what I mean? Like, this kid is, we put that computer in his car. Now he works at Microsoft. And they were saying, like, the kids, the stories weren't real. That's all they got, but they started making stuff up. Like, it's hard to be creative and build those kind of cars, like, in a 2-week time.
Right. And when is this all going to start to air, or are we still in the process, or when is this going to take place? We're
definitely still we're actually still on the first car. So we just got started. I just actually opened the company in May. April is when I opened up Steel Pimpin'.
And what's your projection of shooting for? Is this going to be something next year going to come out of the gate running, or are we going to try to do it?
No, as soon as this Scion is done, all the rest of them we're shooting live. So we'll be doing live TikTok and stuff like that. But I'm going to release this first one in the first week of August. First week, it'll be done in July. I'll release it the first week of August, and that should give us about a week and a half to get ahead on the next build. Which, again, this is going to be a original participant, original car from season 1, and his story is very compelling. When you hear that, you're going to be like, "Oh my God, he's a guy." Like, I can't make this stuff up. You know what I mean? You're going to know when they tell their stories, like, it's genuine. It's not there's nothing made up about it, and they tell their story. They're on their own words about how they got picked. Who they're, and this one is like we were handpicking them. The first couple of seasons, like, okay, I'll tell you this: the next car is Big Dave's little cousin.
Yeah.
You remember that car? Yeah. Yeah, he still has it. He still has it. Huh?
What car was it?
The Honda CRX.
Oh,
brown.
Yeah.
Like, that's hot. He had kidney problems. So we gave him like a water pack, you know what I mean, to help him stay hydrated, and some other medical stuff dealt with the car. But that car looks dope. What you see it, man? I'm telling you, this I can't make this stuff up, bro. And then what he did with his career, based on, you'll see, man. It's like this stuff's crazy. It's crazy. So it's
Yeah.
definitely going to be great TV. But again, I'm going to host it on my website. We'll start doing the paid subscription little side for when I walk through SEMA. I'll do SEMA Live this year. Because again, I'm going to release that. I have a couple of episodes released. There's somebody that wants to bring the car to SEMA. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of cool stuff to go on with this thing, man. And we're only barely getting started. It's going to be a great show. So you guys are getting jewels right now. I've been telling you guys stuff that no one's even heard. Like I haven't even been doing any marketing, anything. The only thing I've done on it is what you've seen on TikTok and Facebook. That's it. I haven't done any other marketing for it. So I'll get all my, I guess, friends and fans who've been following me for a while to go on and lock into there before I start charging for the subscriptions, right? Because once you get to so many, then they're going to, once you get over 40, I think it's 40 or 50,000 followers, then they want to start charging as far as like my network or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, tell your mama, tell your girl, tell a friend, tell anybody that was a fan, go on now and become a member. Because in a minute, it's gonna be, and they're you'll get certain stuff for free, don't get me wrong. But like the juicy, you're gonna want to get that, bro. You're gonna want to get that, the behind the scenes and the live action, especially like Alex and Mad Mike, and when we're all together, bro, it's like we never missed a beat, man. It's that camaraderie that we used to have back in the day, man. It comes back out. You can see it.
That's nice. That's a whole nother show right there. Just
absolutely, it is, bro. And we talked about that. That's a whole nother realm of what we're doing, bro. Alex is rapping spaceships, bro.
Yeah.
They got a rap that goes up to the atmosphere with like not Elon's, but Jeff Bezos' little contraption and Richard Branson's, like they go up to the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And they bring it back down or whatever for so many. Yeah. They've got those vehicles are wrapped.
Huh.
It's crazy, bro. They got a space age wrap that puts off. So yeah, he's doing all kind of crazy stuff, man. So they capture that, but they don't want you to film none of that. Like they wouldn't let me in the grab none of that, man. Yeah, that's some top secret.
So I took Alex's class too at West Coast. Yeah, I learned how to rap. I learned how to do interior. I went playing.
Yep. Yeah, they got a lot of classes that they teach, man. I haven't heard of any students that's excelling beyond, out of this world. But I heard it. Was it a good course?
Yeah. And it was 3M.
They don't work there no more.
Yeah, it was 3M that sponsored it. So yeah, it was a nice course.
Exactly. See, so yeah, if they knew what we were doing with what we're doing, with what I just did with their rap in this very location, they'd be on it right now, bro. Because again, I don't know of any rap company that can say that. Look at our 20-year-old video. Look at it coming off right now. Same person that put it on, the same guy taking it off 20 years later. I thought that was like, bro, that was
crazy right there. Yep.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, to see, and I start morphing the shots when I start looking at the episode again, was doing the little edit. Yeah, it's sick. Nice. It's gonna be a lot of fun, man. So, yeah,
well, it definitely sounds awesome.
Yes.
Like I said, it's kind of where we've at or where we've come, seeing stuff from 20 years or 30 years. And, it's great that you guys can get together and do that. And hopefully, I know you have a few of them that don't want to have any part of it. Or like you said, that type of thing. It's kind of bad that, it's kind of like getting the band back together and still missing one person or whatever. But I think that's pretty awesome. And it's at least you can do it now before, you say another 10 years, there might not be a few of you guys to do that or have that around. So that's awesome.
Yeah. It might not be, some of the participants, all the participants might not be around now. I just found out recently during my discoveries that Niles with the pink Cadillac, she passed about 4 or 5 months ago.
Wow.
Yeah, man. So it's, not even all the participants are still going to be around, man. Life happens,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But it is neat. It is interesting or neat to get that. Unfortunately, from my point, I didn't watch that, Pimp My Ride. So some of the stuff you're talking about, I really I had to go back and thank God for YouTube and rewatch the issue. I mean, rewatch those old shows to see what you're talking about. But like I said, it's all interesting and getting down and dirty. Obviously, you're not worried about the black Suburban pulling in your driveway later on because you're giving out all these secrets. But that's good. Don't worry, we got your back, so you're okay.
I appreciate
I'm in the DC area, so I got one that lives across the street all the time. So I'm pretty sure they're listening to me. So it's all right. You get used to it.
You watch it. Make sure you don't roll out tonight, man. Make sure you stay at the crib tonight.
Make sure I don't climb through the bathroom window. Yeah, you're all right. Man.
Yeah, no, I mean, everything I said is, again, I own the brand. So it's just, you guys are if you're cool with Lee, you're cool with me. You know what I mean? I don't mind giving up a little secret every now and then, man. And again, I give you guys that no one's really heard. And it's going to be a lot of fun, bro, with the Still Pimping. But the stuff on top of that comes after that, the whole website is just a platform for a bunch of automotive stuff, right? That's just the whole plethora. And vehicle manufacturing is one of those things. So with Tryon, a lot of that stuff will be on that website as well. With our travels and the buildings of the prototype as well as the real car. I've got the motor at the house, but the house in Cali, it's ready, man. It's ready. So as soon as the chassis go on, we'll start slapping that thing together, man. And I will be the test driver for that vehicle as well. So it'll be some fun in-car action for the people that actually give a care about stuff like that, right? Because what do you do after pimping rides and after doing so many custom cars? I've done everything from a Pinto to a Bugatti, right? What's next? Manufacturing, automotive manufacturing. When I get that this is a totally different monster, bruh. I thought I was knowledgeable, and I am. We all are as far as cars. Like we know about cars. But when it comes to manufacturing, bruh, I was about as dumb as I was green, like green. You know what I mean? So what I've been learning for the last 4 years is just that, jet manufacturing, with just in time like delivery. So you got the trucks waiting outside the factory to deliver the material to your stuff as they build it. So you're not stocking a whole bunch of, bruh. And then the body and whites and the production list. I've learned so much. It's crazy, bro. So I've got a big part of the manufacturing process in Tryon. So I'll be building some of that and sharing some of that with the people that actually hold on from Still Pimping, right? And you'll know the true fans and the true people that's genuinely interested in that kind of stuff, right, bro? That has been my next phase of life, bro. Has been and not just manufacturing, doing finance and getting the money, to do manufacturing. I've been sitting in these meetings because I'm next to the man that, sitting next to the man. So, we're sitting in these meetings, bro, and yeah, it gets a little intense, bro. It's a whole different ball game, man. And I'd love to share that with a lot of people because, I've been in the industry for a lot of years. Just now learning the side of it, right? We're going to Detroit for these conventions, and there's not a lot of gearheads in these shows, bro. But we're the ones that are buying the product that are made from these machines, right? The 3D print machines and all this new technology that they're coming out with, right? And I'm walking through this, and of course I'm looking like, I'm standing on like a sore thumb because I'm geared, I just look like, I don't look like them, bro. Everybody out there with a bunch of nerds, right? And for lack of a better word, bro.
Yeah.
To the highest level though, like scientist type.
The real deals.
Yeah, real deal, right? So walking around these conventions with these guys, man, learning all this new technology and the toys that they're playing with, or the toys that's available to you in manufacturing, whole nother ball game. Whole nother ball game. They can print a tank now, bro. What the Army is doing. They got a printer that prints tank material, bro. Like it's big enough to print a tank. No joke.
Damn.
Yeah.
So injection molding and 3D printing is like what no one has really grasped. But my guy, Rich, has got that shit down pat, bro. So the day of the The Giga Press machines, that's old technology, bro. Like 100-year-old technology. That's not how we're doing it. That's all I can say, people. Stop twisting my arm, damn it.
Hey, we appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
Hey.
no doubt, man. No doubt.
You know what? It's my bedtime. I got to be an adult early in the morning.
Understood.
So I'm going to jump off. But Q, the fellas stay on the after party. They call it the after party. So they stay on, but I brother got to jump. So you were welcome to stay on?
I got about 3% left, bro. So that was like right on time. I was about to make that announcement, but
Him too.
Hey, we appreciate you, bro. And
yeah, no
you
doubt.
always
Man.
welcome on here, man. You know, you my dude.
Appreciate you guys listening to my story, and hopefully you guys, follow me on TikTok, Still Pimpin', Still Pimpin' Inc. And then the other one is That's the Guy From. Those are all my little TikToks. So Ray, Lee, you can give it to him. I think Ray talking about it right now, man. And yeah, man, you guys go on there, bro, and follow me because it's gonna be all the inside scoopers on there, and it's mostly friends and family, bro. Don't nobody know. Like all the new millennials don't know about me yet. So no.
Yeah.
All right, Q. Appreciate it.
All right.
All right, fellas, I'm out.
Sounds good.
That's
Sounds
great
awesome.
evening,
It was
man.
great
See you,
talking
Louis.
to you, man.
Love, peace, and hair grease.
All right.
Keep it pimping. Keep it pimping.
All right.
Thanks for coming on, man. All right. Wow, that was a night.
Yeah.
That was a surprise. Yeah.
Yeah.
A surprise.
I guess with that, we'll end the live stream.
That was interesting, but you guys, I'm gonna have to jump off because I've got to work tomorrow.
Oh, I am so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, aren't you?
Yes.
Please put a little bit more sympathy in that, Ray.
I'll work on it. Papa. I'm sorry.
Okay, Papa Squirrel. Take care. And be
Okay,
safe.
you do that.
I'll see
All
you,
right.
man.
We'll see you.
See you next week.